Sociologists tell us that the best way to evaluate a culture and a community is how they teach their kids and how they treat their seniors. Hello everybody, I'm Mark Thomas and you found Uniquely Bristol. This show looks at the small town values and the hidden gems of Bristol, Connecticut. It's brought to you each month on Nutmeg TV by the Bristol Development Authority, the BDA. Today we're looking at the All Heart City about how we educate our kids and take care of our elderly. Most development happens early on in our lives. That's why making the right environment for young kids is critical for their success. That's where the School Readiness Council and the Bristol Early Childhood Alliance comes in. Mary Alice Petroselli-Timmick is a BECA grant writer and outlines her program. What, in broad terms, what is the goal of school readiness and kind of the parts of them?
Well, the goals of school readiness is really to have affordable early care and education for pre-K children and make it accessible, make it affordable, and make it quality, and also to have it for all children. One thing about school readiness is a lot of times people think that it's only for low-income families, and that's not true. School readiness, it's called the 60-40 split. Okay. 60% of the families or the children have to be at or below 75% of the state median income, and the other 40% can be of any income. And the reason being, and the whole concept of school readiness is all children should be together. And school readiness, if you just served only low-income children, these school readiness programs would not be able to survive because parents pay on a sliding fee scale. So you could have a parent that pays $8, right, and you could have a parent that pays the full rate of $275. Wow. But the whole concept is when it all comes together, the program has enough money to be a quality program, and families and children all learn from one another.
So you said earlier that it was originally funded by the Department of Education and Social Services. Now it's really from the Office of Early Childhood.
Correct.
Any changes with that, or what kind of differences were there, or are there now?
Well, the whole idea, and it came to being about 5 years ago, 2013, the concept is really a great concept because everything that has to do with early care and education is now under the Office of Early Childhood. In the past, the education part was under the SDE. Mm-hmm. Those serving low-income children, the care for kids, that was under DSS. Licensing was under the Department of Public Health. So when you have all these different agencies working with one program, it makes it pretty confusing.
Sure.
You know, and let's take, for instance, the Department of Public Health and licensing. The concept of licensing is, yes, to go in and license a program to make sure that they are in compliance, but it should also be a teaching tool. You know, they shouldn't go in with, I gotcha. They should go in with, okay, we've noticed this, now how can we help you correct that? And that's what's happening now. That it being under the Office of Early Childhood, everybody is on one page of what our goal is to serve children.
The Bristol Early Childhood Alliance, you know, and the School Readiness Council, what's the main difference between those two?
Well, the School Readiness Council, you have to be appointed by the mayor and superintendent. And as I said before, there are specific people that need to be on the council. And this council, their job is to vote on how the funding is distributed. Now, we're talking about right now of $2.85 million. It's
a lot of keeping track.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
And whereas the BECA, Bristol Early Childhood Alliance, that used to be a committee of the School Readiness Council.
Got it.
So what has happened, it evolved over time, is it's their own entity, but we share our committees. And also to be a member of the Bristol Early Childhood Alliance, anybody could be a member of that.
What are we benefiting here in Bristol by all of this?
Well, one of the things that we are benefiting by broadly is children are getting a quality education, a preschool education. We're benefiting because parents feel safe when they leave their children in a quality program. The other thing that we do, we have a great relationship with the Board of Ed. So these children are being prepared to succeed in kindergarten.
So we are at the Bristol Preschool right off Burlington Avenue.
Yes.
They serve from 12 weeks to about 5 years, I
Yes.
think. So how does somebody get into this program? Tell us about the qualifications or how you get in.
What they would do is they would call the programs. It's Bristol Preschool, and it's located here at Burlington Avenue, also on West Street.
Right.
Imagination Museum of Early Learning is located on Pleasant Street. And the Board of Education, and their pre-K programs are run out of the Beck Center, which is located on Stafford Avenue. If a person is interested, you call the places and you put your name in. They give you an application to fill out, and that's how the process goes. Now, I'll be honest with you, you probably will be placed on a wait list.
Because they're that good.
They are that good. But here on Burlington Avenue, you mentioned that they serve infant toddlers. They do, and that's out of their CDC grant.
Got it.
And that the city is also a fiduciary for that grant, and I do oversee that grant also. But they have a very long wait list because it is a subsidized program for infant and toddlers, and that's unheard of because infant toddler is a very high cost program.
It sure is. So the community programs, and I'm going to go to my list here because you have a lot of letters here. So the BPCCC and the INMEL, at the locations receive CHEFA funds. So what are the benefits of that, and how does that work?
Well, the chief of funding is a facility funding for Connecticut. It's for Connecticut, and it's a facility, and it's usually for health institutes or education.
Right.
And so we have been very lucky here in Bristol because this building, West Street, and the Pleasant Street building all received chief of funding, and it's like it's like bonding money. I always say it's like a mortgage.
Okay.
And what occurs is they get this sum of money that pays for the building, and then they pay it back over 30 years. And in the case of the Imagination program, they have what is called the Chief of Intercept. So every month when they get reimbursed by the city, myself, the state automatically takes back the money that for their Chief of Intercept. And the same with Bristol Preschool, only their money comes out of their CDC grant. So I say to people, it's kind of like a mortgage, a 30-year mortgage, and it allows a nonprofit to be able to afford a building like this and
which is amazing.
Yeah, it is, and repurpose buildings, which is so beneficial for the city of Bristol, and be able to pay for it in a reasonable amount. There is, they call it a covenant, what they have to agree to
Sure.
do, and there's specific things that they do have to do, and specific numbers of children they have to serve according to the covenant. So I always call it Chief of Protected, because Chief of Protected means for those 30 years, the state cannot take our school readiness slots from us, or their CDC slots.
The school readiness program has a quality enhancement portion.
Yeah, we do.
What is exactly that and the benefits?
Well, the quality enhancement grant, we were reduced. We only get about $18,000, I think $596. But what is great about that is that we can support a lot of things in our community. Let's take, for instance, the library. We support the library so they can have events for children and families. So money goes to them. The family resource centers, we support them. What they do with the money is really great because they have, it's called People Empowering People. It's called the PEP
Right,
group, where they
okay.
train parents.
How clever.
Yeah, well, it's a nationally known program.
Right.
So we are able to support that for them. Someone once said, every child has the same potential, but every child does not have the same opportunity.
Right.
Early care and education allows every child to have the same opportunity. The other thing that we're looking for, this past year, I just started an endowment fund with the Main Street Foundation. It's called Early Learning,
Okay.
a pet project. It is named after my brother. My brother John passed last year. He was an engineer. And I always tell this story. When we were growing up, my brother was so brilliant. I have another sister that's brilliant. They're much smarter than I am. they used to make play so entertaining and educational. My brother used to build rockets, and we used to launch rockets at the park, and he used to be able to take apart a television and put it back together, and just, amazing. And I always say they raised my IQ points by at least 10 just by hanging with them. So when he passed, I wanted to honor his memory, and so I thought, what best way to do this? Because even though I wasn't in an early care and education setting, I was able to get the opportunity to look at things differently because he was an older brother to me. The two nonprofits that receive school readiness funds, Bristol Preschool and Imagination Museum of Early Learning, they will have an endowment that will assist them to be able to project budgets over the years. One thing people don't realize is school readiness programs have to take the money they receive that year, the parent share, the care for kids, and the school readiness reimbursement, and they have to spend that within the year. So they're never allowed to save money.
And stockpile, yeah.
Yeah, they're never allowed to do that. So how would that be? Think about that. If you were never allowed to save money in a bank account, and how would you figure out how you're going to pay your bills next year, how you're going to pay your mortgage if you can't save for something? And that's the predicament they're put in. So this will allow them to, at least on a yearly basis, know that they have a pot of money that they can depend on.
You've dedicated much of your life to this. What a great tribute to your brother. No wonder Bristol is the city of all heart.
You are so correct about that.
Now, if they want to know more, is there a phone number, or should they just go online like you mentioned?
Well, we have, quite honestly, because we are in partnership with the Becca program, Making Bristol Better is a website that they can go on. It's on the Facebook, and it shows you everything that we do together.
It's got to be so satisfying. Here we are in April. We're starting to plant our seeds, and the things that you're doing right now, you watch them grow, and it's going to affect, Bristol residents for decades to come.
Yes, it is.
Welcome to Bristol. Nestled in the heart of Connecticut, just 2 hours from Boston, New York, and an hour from the shoreline, Bristol offers a unique New England experience.
City size with small town vibe, you'll fit in no matter your pace.
As a community, we're rich with history, overflowing with passion, and ripe with experiences to enjoy. Beyond the rolling hills of Connecticut, that's where you'll find the magic of Bristol.
With an incredible 700-plus acres of park systems,
Inspiring museums and cultural programs,
and the oldest operating amusement park in North America.
Our arts and entertainment will color you convinced.
And local food and drink establishments to keep you excited, satisfied, and always savoring more.
Community events that leave a lasting memory.
We really do have it all.
plus, we're a community that honors the brave.
a community that offers top-tier sports and recreation.
And world-class accommodations to suit every style.
But what if you wanted to stay even longer?
Well, there's neighborhoods to pair with any personality.
And places for all kinds of producers.
Top-rated school systems.
Ways to make an impact.
And plenty of places to worship.
So whether you're vacationing,
Passing through,
Or staying a little longer.
bring your heart to Bristol. Our heart is always open to your experiences. Bristol, Connecticut.
All heart.
Age is a state of mind. There's no better example of that than at the Bristol Senior Center. There are dozens of activities going on every day, and they change every week. If you're a Bristol resident over 55, this is the place to be. And best of all, it's free. Patty, this is my first trip here, and I mean, you want to talk about 40,000 square feet of nothing but fun, educational, and activity. It's got to be one of the hidden gems, which is this show is about. The Bristol Senior Center on 240 Stafford Avenue. Tell us a little bit about the history and who it serves.
The Senior Center here is for residents of Bristol, 55 and older. So our goal is to set up programs, activities, social services that will help the seniors as they age and, you know, continue to live in Bristol.
There is not a parking spot here. Did I read right? You have about 6,000 members that use this?
Yes, we do have a 6,000 strong members, and we average about 400 new members every year.
Well, I can see why, because we're going to get into that. Let's talk about the stereotypical senior center that, seniors, when you get to our age,
Sure.
that they start thinking about different things and Social Security and meals and health clinics. Talk a little bit about, because that is here and it's really top notch.
Sure, yeah. I mean, services obviously are very important to us for the senior population. So we have a senior coordinator who is a full-time person here who assists our seniors who need help with Medicare and Medicaid, getting on prescription drug plans. We have Social Security here. Every Wednesday, we Skype in with the Hartford office. So if they have questions about Social Security, they can get those answered here as well. Besides that, we have clinics every week. So we have blood pressure clinic on Tuesdays. We have a foot clinic on Wednesdays. And on Thursdays and Fridays, we have a dental clinic. And those happen on a regular basis. And then on monthly, we bring in, on Mondays, a variety of people. So we might have a hearing clinic one week. We might have a balance testing, another cholesterol screening. So we try to mix it up. We do memory screenings, a variety of things. So
you've got a coffee shop here. You also do Meals for Wheels. Tell us a little bit about that program.
Yeah, that's the Meals on Wheels program. And we house it right out of here.
Right.
It's run through Congregate Meals
Okay.
with the state of Connecticut. So homebound individuals who cannot get here to get their lunch with others and socialize, we are able to bring the meals to their homes to them. And it's run through the Congregate Meals program, and it's volunteer-based, and our volunteers here bring out the meals to the needy who need it.
How much staff do you have here, and who are the type of volunteers that you have?
Well, our staff is small.
Right.
So there's 7 full-time staff here at the senior centers.
And you've got the kids from the high school come over and donate their time, don't they?
Yes,
as
they
volunteers. Do. That's got to be great for the people that are here.
The seniors love interacting with the different age groups, and we've had different schools come to help us out with special events. We've used middle schools, we've used the high schools, and we also have had some college kids who come in, and when they have to do internships or observations or special projects, they come here and do them with us. So it's a great experience all around.
All right, now when people hear this, they're not going to believe it, because I got to tell you, I'm ready just to hang out here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready for it. There's so many fun things going on, and there's so many activities. Tell us about some of them, because I'm really disappointed. You and I are friends, that I didn't know about the Texas Hold'em game every Tuesday, so I'm going to have to remember that.
Yes, that's a newbie. That started within the last year. There was a group who got together and wanted to play some Texas Hold'em. We have our card game room available, and we do a variety of games in there. So that's one, and it's been growing steadily. We also do Mahjong, we do setback, we play bridge, pinochle, canasta, you name it. The game room is a lot of fun, and it's a great way for people to come in and, in a small group kind of setting, mingle, interact, and also, have some fun playing the games that they like to play when they can't play at home alone.
Those are the traditional games, but you have technology here.
Sure.
I mean, tell us about, the computer classes, the Wii room, all of those things. I mean,
Sure.
I don't think people would really understand or think this is a senior center when they walk in here.
Right. We have a great computer lab, and it's got 10 computers in it. It's all run by volunteers, which is fantastic. We do classes on a regular basis, from basics on just how to use a computer, and then we've expanded with the younger population coming in of senior, that 55 and up age group, where we do TED Talk groups. We have the YouTube University. We do a lot of online things.
I saw that they were doing Facebook, I guess.
Sure.
And that, the place was full, and why not?
Correct. So. I mean, because they want to be able to talk with their family, and that's how that's how the world is today, and they want to be able to interact, and all these different activities, help them in that way. And the Wii room is the same thing. I mean,
you've got some sharks in there that are bowlers.
Oh yes, they're very good, and there's a technique. And they're quick to share it, which is great. That room is full all the time. We have an in-house league with over 30 people who are a part of that. They bowl for 29 weeks.
Wow.
We keep track of their scores, and then at the end we have a party and we celebrate.
I saw a lot of the brackets up there on the tournaments and things.
Sure.
So they're still competitive.
They are very competitive. We have a travel league as well, and there's a state Wii bowling league that we started it from here. So
Wow.
there are 15 towns, other senior centers, who are part of this WE League, and we travel and we play against each other. In fact, on May 4th, we have the State WE Bowling Championship that'll be here, and it will be in our gymnasium, and you will have 15 senior centers here. We'll have 15 TVs set up with WE systems. They'll start playing at 10 in the morning. They won't finish till 3 in the afternoon.
The facility seems perfect. It used to be a school, so when we were in there, for instance, there was yoga in the gymnasium. Tell us
Sure.
about some of these different rooms, because it is really, every corner is something different.
Yes, and that's the beauty of this senior center in particular, because we have so many rooms, we can have so many activities going on at the same time, whereas in some places it's just not an option if you've only got a couple of bigger, couple of rooms to work with. So that is a real benefit for us. We have, an exercise class going on in one room. We've got a quilting class in another room. You've got this computer class. You've got the ceramics class. You've got the wood shop going. All of these things all at the same time. And that allows us to offer the variety and the many activities that we can on a consistent basis.
Yeah, it's funny. It kind of took me back because I saw the guys in there playing billiards and pool, and boy, you can just tell they're still competitive, but they just love it.
Sure, and that's another group that we match up with other towns, other senior centers who have billiards rooms.
Mm-hmm.
We meet up with them. We've got 6 or 7 senior centers, and we interplay with them all the time. It's a great experience. They get to meet other people. It's all friendly play, and then you have lunch together. And
a lot of them, you can tell they haven't lost their touch at all. They've been doing this a while.
Sure, sure, and they love to play. And then we just brought back, which wasn't happening for a year or two, but Powderpuff Billiards, which is for the ladies who want to learn to play, and we started that up this week as well, actually on Monday afternoon. So we free up a table, and some of the guys get out there and are teaching the ladies how to play a little bit.
The ceramic room, I think that was in there.
Sure.
I mean, the quality is really there. You got 2 kilns in there. I mean, what kind of activities are the most popular?
Well, the ceramics class is huge. We have 3 of those a week. 2 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday. They basically, a lot of our programs, whether it be the painting classes, the ceramics, the woodworking, they all work very hard during the year because we have a craft fair every fall. And at that craft fair, we sell a lot of our goods along with other vendors who come in. So they're pretty motivated to work on their crafts and show off what they can do.
And the quality of life these days, that people are living a lot longer, and I think it's great. You guys even not provide trips, but kind of be the conduit to those. Tell us about some of the trips, because you've got some exciting ones coming up.
Oh yeah, I think we've got 22 trips up this year alone, and we try to mix it up. So we do day trips, we do overnights, and we do some of the bigger trips also for the people who really want to travel. This year our big trip is going to Italy, and we'll be going in September. And we've got a good crew that'll be heading over there. Last year we went to Ireland, and we had over 40 people go to Ireland. And we actually designed that trip because we knew what we wanted to do, and then we worked with the travel agency to create the trip that we wanted, and that went real well. Next year we'll be going to Iceland. Those are the big ones.
Those are bucket list trips, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah, those are the big ones. So then we do a lot of day trips. They love to go out. We're going to go to the Boston the Duck Tour this year. We just went to see the Yukon women at Mohegan Sun. We'll be going to Providence, Rhode Island, Savor the Flavor. A lot of boat tours, that kind of thing.
There's not a rocking chair in here, is there?
No.
It's not the way it is anymore.
No. Everybody here, we try to accommodate everybody and what everybody wants. So to do that, we have to offer a variety of things, and the people enjoy it.
So the people that are watching, there may be some that either can't drive anymore or don't drive and everything.
Right.
The beauty of this is there's several different ways to get here, isn't there?
Correct, yeah. So, the local bus comes here every day. So you can take the local bus. You have Dial-A-Ride, which we work with HRA. So they can simply just call Dial-A-Ride, get signed up. It's free service, and they can get picked up from their house, brought here. The bus comes every day, and at 1 o'clock and at 3 o'clock, it brings people home. And there's also, if you have a disability, there's the paratransit service. And you can get, we help people. Lauren, our senior coordinator, helps people fill out the application and get online with that as well.
I love it because walking through here, the guys in the wood shop and the billiard parlors and the ceramic shop, I think people think that you get to a certain age and all of a sudden you're monotone and you're dead. There's some really cool characters out here. There are.
Oh, yeah. It just depends on the room that you go in. Every room takes on its own, personality. And most of I would say, 99% of the people who come here are coming here because they want to have a good time, and it's a nice outlet for them.
Right.
So you're going to find some fun, friendly jokers. Everybody's, that's what we like here. We like it to be fun and light, and that's how we try to keep it.
And if your spouse has passed away or you're by yourself, this might be the only socialization that they have an outlet for.
Sure. And everybody's really welcoming. If you come down the coffee shop, they're happy to have you. They're, come on in, sit down. You walk in a room, people are warm and friendly because they were there at some point in their life probably, and they know what it's like to come, for a first time and kind of be the new person.
There is a lot of giving back. In fact, you kind of have a little special program on Tuesdays where seniors get to intermingle with some of the younger kids, don't you?
Yes, we designed that. It's called the Reading Buddies program. And I worked with Kristen Peck over at the Bristol Preschool to design this. And it's been a win-win for everybody. And basically, every Tuesday, we've got senior volunteers who come right to this library here and read. They bring the children over in the morning at 10 and then an afternoon group at 1 o'clock. And we read stories to the children, and then the children in turn, they come back here. They make placemats for us for our special lunches. They come and sing for us on holidays. It's a lot of fun.
So if they want to know more, where can they go? Because I know you're on Facebook, but where can they find more information?
For the Bristol Senior Center, you can give us a call any weekday. We're here 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., our main office, and it's 860-584-7895. And we'll help you out. You could go on the city's website, check out our webpage. It's full of all of our activities, up to date, and they can stop by here anytime. The building is actually open from 6 in the morning until 10 at night. So we're between our activities and outside community groups using the facility. We're busy here.
When you got a good point too, because you're really an employee of the city of Bristol. What
Yes.
about the funding for this?
It is, the funding comes from the city for the staff and the running of the building and operations. We get program supply money, and any of the programs themselves, though, do actually pay for themselves. Right. So the seniors, play a big part in making this happen between that and their volunteerism, because without their volunteerism, then this place wouldn't be going on.
It really is Bristol all heart, isn't it?
Absolutely. Every day, every day.
So there you have it. We've come full circle in April. We've taken a peek at the youngest Bristol residents and then checked in with those who have already done their time. We really appreciate you joining us. We'd like to know what you think. Our email address is marketing@bristolct.gov. If you want to know more about Bristol, go to www.bristolallheart.com. We're also on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Kind of seems fitting to end the show because we're in the TV room of the Bristol Senior Center. There's just some days I like my job a little more than others. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next month.